right, let's get over to Mike Eppel now. There were a lot of people watching what was going to be happening with CP Rail. Strike averted. Here's the thing. It's temporary. So for now. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Melanie. The big worry was that a strike at CP Rail would be affecting commuter rail traffic as of this morning, but that is not the case. Late Friday, the company and the two big unions who were threatening to walk off the job agreed to a mediation plan that will see union members vote on the contract offer that is currently on the table. Now, the head of the Teamsters and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, they're both saying that this deal will not be ratified, and we don't even know when the actual ratification vote will take place. But in the short term, at least, there is no strike activity at CP, so that is good news, at least temporarily, for the economy and indeed commuter rail activity. But we'll be tracking that on Bay Street today, and for any potential market fallout. And CP's big rival, CN Rail, reports earnings later today as well. Global financial markets starting the trading week, a little bit of downside risk. The Toronto stock market all of a sudden is the best performing market internationally. It's been up 6 of the past 7 days, but Wall Street, meantime, in a little bit of worry mode, we'll say, because U.S. interest rates are going up. The bond yields at a 4-year high, and that is signaling that borrowing costs, stateside at least, will be going up in the not too distant future, so that typically puts a little bit of pressure on stocks. Bank of Canada Governor Stephen Poloz telling people to kind of take a chill pill in a weekend speech about interest rates and inflation in this country. He was speaking in Washington and said, yes, inflation is on the rise in this country, but it is not overheating, and the economy still has room to grow, and that means that people who are worried about interest rates going up markedly for the Bank of Canada and borrowing costs in Canada can take a little bit of solace from that, and probably going to see rates start to climb in the summer, but nothing necessarily in the near term. Flip side to all of that, market response, Canadian dollar down a little bit this morning. It's not just us who are complaining about prices of the gas pumps, as we're looking at almost $1.36 per liter to fill up the tank this morning. Americans complaining too. They're paying $2.83 on average in the States, which is pretty high, actually, about a 3-year high for Americans to fill up at the pumps, because the price for oil remains elevated this morning, around $68 per barrel, and the thinking is prices will continue to climb ahead of the summertime driving season. And is it peak Apple? The stock about $18 from its recent record, fell 3% Friday, which is pretty significant considering Apple is the most valuable company in the world, dragged the Dow to a drop of 200 points on Friday. We're getting into the earnings season, and Apple will be front and center over the next couple of weeks. And this week, we've got a third of the S&P 500 listed companies set to report quarterly results. Kevin will send it over to you in the studio.